Bro, any chance this man gets, he is gonna hate on you, bro. So what's good, guys? How's everybody doing out there? My name's your boy Showtime. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me, man. So this has been going on for about a week. Since the Dallas Cowboys have traded for Joe Milton, in exchange for what I believe is for Joe Milton, obviously, and also a seventh round draft pick. They gave away a fifth round draft pick to the New England Patriots. Now, Joe Milton is a quarterback out of Tennessee that was the backup quarterback for the New England Patriots. And based on his track record, his history throughout college, he's primarily been a backup quarterback. There's some upside to his game. You know, he has some really good, tremendous athleticism. Has a very strong cannon arm and things like that. So we're gonna take a look at some of the thoughts and perspectives of others on the facility. FS1 Sports Talk Show with Emmanuel Acho, Shady McCoy, and I believe James Jones is on there as well. I forget the other guy's name. So let's go ahead. Without further ado, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me on every social media platform at Jabbar Showtime. I appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get into this content, man.
Was obviously the Patriots, they drafted Drake May. Shady, you're very giddy. Why? They got one.
They got one.
Listen, and it's not because it's the Cowboys. Before he even got traded, I said, boy, Mr. Joey here needs the opportunity. Because he showed me in the preseason that he was good.
Yeah.
He showed me in college that he was good.
Yeah.
Now you played in a real game, he was good. He's a good player. When dudes like this don't get, like, when people was asking and inquiring about him, can we get him? They're like, why do you want this dude? He doesn't even have no real stats because they know how good he is. They know how talented he is. The whole block, we talked about talent. When you get this talented brother in the building, I guarantee he's going to make some noise. He's going to play. Look, if Dak Prescott, man, I don't even want to jinx it, but I'm going to say it. No. If Dak Prescott has another Dak Prescott episode where he plays well in the regular season and, he goes for that 2 playoff wins in 9 years, when he has that type of moment like he's been doing, Joey going to step in there. And you think Tony Romo lost his job to Dak? Huh. Watch how this thing unfold. When you make $60 million a year, and Joey come over there fifth pick when he trade for.
What? Like, bro, I'm confused, bro. Like, every chance he get, bro. Every chance he get, he take a shot at Dak. Like, look, man. What is another episode of Dak? You know what I mean? Like, what is another episode of that, bro? Like, please clarify and verify that for me. You know what I'm saying? If you agree with Shady McCoy, man, comment down below, bro. You know what I'm saying? Comment y'all thoughts on this trade, bro. Look, man. People gonna talk about, how Joe Milton looked against that one game he played against the Buffalo Bills when the Buffalo Bills already had a playoff spot clinched and they had nothing to play for. You know what I'm saying? He's very athletic. He has a cannon arm. You know what I'm saying? Can do a backflip, all this other stuff like that, bro. But, like, this is what I'm going to say about Joe Milton. Joe Milton is a Trey Lance with more experience, more playing experience, bro. He's nothing more than Trey Lance was, bro. Trey Lance is 6'4". They have similar measurables, bro. You know what I'm saying? Trey Lance was 6'4", Joe Milton 6'5". You know what I'm saying? Size are not that much different, bro. You know what I'm saying? He may have Joe Milton may be a little bit more muscular. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little bit bigger, but from a physical aspect. But Trey Lance got a cannon arm too. You know what I'm saying? Like, Trey Lance didn't have that much experience in college that Joe Milton did. And Trey Lance, I mean, I guess he got more experience in the pros, but not so much because Dallas didn't really play him that much. But it's like, what have you really seen from Joe Milton to say this?
Something like that?
Fifth round, yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't think it means anything for Dak Prescott right now.
Zero.
I don't think it means anything for Dak Prescott This year. Here's what I'll say, and I think this is Cowboys fans listen up, NFL fans. I know a lot about the Cowboys being born in Dallas. This is a Cowboy quarterback origin story. I know that wholeheartedly.
Think about Tony Romo. Tony Romo, 2003, undrafted. I think he may have been backing up Drew Bledsoe. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Tony Romo was not a...
Backing up, so Quincy Carter was still there in 2003. Then you had Vinny Testaverde, who was there in 2004. Vinny Testaverde was like in his 40s, bro. This was back when they was letting quarterbacks, journeyman quarterbacks, play that long. Some quarterbacks even today still play that long. But it was Quincy Carter, Drew Bledsoe. Quincy Carter, Vinny Testaverde, and Drew Bledsoe. Then, we all know Drew Bledsoe got benched Monday night against the Giants, and Tony Romo
Fired by the Cowboys to be a guy, kind of an afterthought. Ends up being the Cowboys starter for the next decade. Remember Dak Prescott, drafted in 2016. I was working for the Cowboys at the time. Dak Prescott was drafted in the 4th round. He wasn't drafted to be a guy. Tony Romo was still there, and not in his prime, but playing at a high level. Dak Prescott, 4th round pick, ends up overtaking Tony Romo. I'm not suggesting that Joe Milton is any threat to Dak Prescott right here, right now, but it would be ignorant to not identify this is a Cowboys quarterback origin story. Cowboys haven't drafted a quarterback high since 2002, Quincy Carter out of the University of Georgia. That was the last time the Cowboys spent a 2nd-round pick or better on a quarterback. Prior to that, obviously, you have Troy Aikman. I believe it was 1988, if I am not mistaken. So this means something because this is how the Cowboys do business. And I know the Cowboys well enough, including Jerry Jones having cut my checks, not as a player, but as an employer in the media. I know the Cowboys well enough to know this is how Cowboys starting quarterbacks are birthed. They're afterthoughts. They're 5th-round picks. They're 4th-round picks. They're undrafted picks. They're acquired to be backups, Dak Prescott. Acquired to be backups, Tony Romo. And then before you know it, they wind up being the starters. So don't think it means anything, but understand this is a Cowboys starting quarterback.
You saying it means something.
Yes.
And I'm going to go on the line and say for my career on TV.
But that's still kind of ignorance in itself, though, because, compare Dak Prescott's college career to Joe Milton's college career, bro. Dak Prescott played way better at Mississippi State than Joe Milton played at Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? He don't really got a good track record in college. You know what I mean? It's way more promise that Dak Prescott showed in college than Joe Milton showed, you know what I'm saying, at Tennessee. It's a huge difference, you know what I mean? And Tony Romo was kind of like a diamond in the rough at Eastern Illinois. Went to a small school, but he was kind of like a diamond in the rough. You know what I'm saying? Tony Romo's talented. You know what I'm saying? Tony Romo is hella talented. I always say this. Tony Romo was more talented than Dak Prescott. It's just Tony Romo didn't have the work ethic that Dak Prescott had. So with time, I believe Dak Prescott has surpassed Tony Romo. But that's just how I feel about it. Let's continue.
Telling y'all right now. What's today's date? April 3rd? It's my son's birthday. April 3rd, I'm telling y'all right now, Joe Milton will be the next starting quarterback for the Cowboys.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm telling you that right now. Yeah. It might not be this year.
Yeah.
Hold up, it might not be this year. Why are you doing a shady thing? It's happened before. The brother that said it's happened before,
For a
right?
game or for the franchise?
I'm going to tell you again. The Cowboys' next starting quarterback, it might not be this year. But next year, it might be the year. He will be the next starting quarterback for the Cowboys because the brother got talent, he can play.
I agree with you. You know, during the commercial break, we all...
Look, bro, the Dallas Cowboys, this was said about Trey Lance, too. Trey Lance, when you really look at it, bro, and of course Trey Lance don't get as much love as Joe Milton is getting right now. You know what I'm saying? Cowboy fans hate Trey Lance. You know what I'm saying? There's some upside to Trey Lance's game. Trey Lance actually played good the last game of the season. We gave up a 4th-round draft pick for Trey Lance. He only played one game. Only started one game. They tried to use Trey Lance for leverage against Dak Prescott in that field. You can't use Joe Milton for leverage now. You know what I'm saying? You can't use Joe Milton for leverage. Dak Prescott is on a guaranteed contract for the next 3 years. You can't get out of the contract Dak until the fourth year. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. And it's a no trade clause in this contract, bro. All this talk, they trying to replace Dak, bro. I mean, you can draft for the future, you can trade and develop for the future, bro. But like Joe Milton already, same way like
Heard
Trey
this.
Lance.
Yeah.
And we all said, ooh.
Everyone.
Why?
Everyone. Yeah.
Why?
Because he got talent.
So right now, I don't know if Dak Prescott up. I don't know if he sleep. But when he wake up and somebody show his phone and he see that, it's gonna be a ooh. It's gonna be a head. What's up? Why we do this? He has that type talent. I remember. Coming off my rookie year, myself, Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, all of us had really good years. Went 13-3 to the NFC Championship. I'm at a draft party, and I'm like, cool, defense ain't playing well. Jordy Nelson. I'm like, ooh, wide out? Okay, let me sign my last autograph. Let me go out here and get to working. You know what I'm saying? Because I know.
Hey, James Jones and that Green Bay Packers wide receiver group was nice. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Him, Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, and then Jordan Nelson came along, bro. And then, like, I think once Donald Driver retired, they got Randall Cobb, bro. Like, they was just nasty. And they had your Michael Finley at tight end, bro. Like, it was just crazy, bro. Rodgers at quarterback, McCarthy is,
Hey, Jordy good. You know what I'm saying? The Packers draft, why they draft him? We already got 3 good ones the very next year. Me and Jordy is at the draft party. Randall Cobb. We like, ooh, that's a wideout. Dude can play.
Dude can play.
Dak Prescott shown us he's been injured. If dude comes into this game when Dak Prescott is injured and plays at a very high level, because Dak, that's how you won your job from Tony Romo. He was injured with his back. And you came in there with a good team and won football games. If Joe comes into this game and Dak Prescott gets hurt and he plays well like he did in the game he played in New England, we've seen everything we needed to see. That's why they traded for him. We've seen him move. We've seen him get outside the pocket. We've seen him throw in the pocket. And we've seen him make the wow factor plays, the special plays. If he comes into the football game and he plays like that, Dak Prescott will probably be in his last year with the Dallas Cowboys if he does not play the whole year this year and shows that he can win in the playoffs.
And when I watch Joe Milton, bro, call me a highlight watch. I ain't like broke down no film, nothing like that. That's just not my forte. But like a lot of throws that he make are just like straight line drives. Like for the most part, I'm not. It's simple reads, bro. It's like, you know, a go route, fly route down the field. You know what I'm saying? A post down the middle. Like in college, he went to Tennessee, bro. So like he had a lot of fast receivers like Jalen Hyatt. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had fast receivers like that at Tennessee, bro. So, like, most of his throws, like, you know what I'm saying, were, like, kind of, like, down the field, like, quick slants and things like that, digs, all the other stuff, bro. It wasn't, like, read one, read two, you know what I'm saying, go through all the progressions and make the throw. Like, it was kind of just, like, real simple reads and stuff like that. Like, it wasn't nothing spectacular. But I get the upside. And we're here to have Joe Milton as, not only to develop Joe Milton, but to have him as a backup quarterback. If he replaces Dak Prescott in the future, that's a win. That's a win for the Dallas Cowboys. But to say that, like, oh my gosh, like, Dak Prescott's job is on the line if he don't perform. Nobody's saying that about Justin Herbert. They just got Trey Lance. Are people going to be saying that about Justin Herbert if he don't get the job done? And if they draft a good receiver in this draft this year, are they going to say that about Justin Herbert? No.
I'm telling you right now, I believe Joe was that good. I do. If Dak Prescott gets hurt and the young bull comes into the game and he plays, I think he's going to raise eyebrows to like, should we be paying Dak Prescott $60 million or should we try to trade him right now and get this young bull in the game and be able to spend money elsewhere?
Yeah, I love the move. And I studied him a lot, actually, in college. And I think the biggest thing that jumped out on film in college was talented all over the field. You could make any throw raw, though. a raw talent, needed to get within an NFL offense, needed to harness some of those bad decisions, bad throws, get drafted by the Patriots. I think this fills a need for both the player and the team. Let me explain. It fills a need for Joe Milton because he wasn't going to do anything with the New England Patriots. They have their franchise guy in Drake May. They drafted him at the same. This gives Joe Milton a new start to go in and compete. This fills a need for the Dallas Cowboys at backup quarterback right away. He steps in day one, is the backup to Dak. And I think that he can learn some things from Dak, right? I do believe how to prepare like an NFL quarterback, how to take the next step as an NFL quarterback. Let's not forget, Dak has played some good ball. He understands, maybe not in the playoffs, but everywhere else, off the field, in the regular season, how to be a good starting quarterback in this league.
What's it mean for Dak, Chase? That's the most important thing.
It doesn't mean anything.
It don't mean anything. Like they just said, bro. Like the two guys in the middle, Emmanuel Acho and this other guy, I forget his name. Man, they gave some good answers, bro. Like James Jones and Shady talking like, oh my gosh, it's the end of Dak. Bro, that is so cap. Dak has a no trade clause on his contract. And it's like, bro, like this man literally was a MVP runner-up just a year ago. And really should have won it over Lamar Jackson. Everybody talking about why Lamar Jackson lost this year to Josh Allen, but when it's Cowboys fans saying why Dak Prescott lost to Lamar Jackson, it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, bro. He ain't got nothing. It's nothing,
to
bro.
me, look, I like Joe Milton. I think that he has some ways to go. This is a better path to a potential starter than it was in New England. That's all I know. Like, for Joe Milton, he is better off in Dallas. I don't think it's like, hey, Dallas, if Dak doesn't do well this year and is healthy, they're not going to just move in year two to Joe Milton, right? It's a little bit of the unknown. Now, I do think his last game of the year versus the Bills, where he threw for 241 yards and a touchdown, I do think that caught a lot of people's attention around the
Question
league.
for you then, because
What about Trey Lance? What about Trey Lance last game? What about Trey Lance last game? Trey Lance almost beat the team that damn near was in the NFC Championship game. And don't bring up Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels almost lost twice to us. Jaden Daniels lost to backups when we played them in Washington. Jaden Daniels was losing the game at halftime before they took him out and put Marcus Mariota in. You know what I'm saying?
the Cowboys did trade a fifth-round pick to acquire Joe
They
Milton.
also traded a fourth-round pick for Trey Lance.
Exactly right.
How did that go?
Remember, the NFL draft is just 3 weeks away. Do you like the Cowboys' decision? Because you scouted the current quarterback class. You have Jalen Milroe in there, Quinn Ewers, Kyle McCord, all these quarterbacks. You could have just drafted a quarterback in the fifth round.
Joe Milton would be my quarterback for this draft. So without a doubt, you're not in all those three. Shador, Jackson Dart, and Cam Ward, they're all going in the first round. So you pretty much drafted your backup quarterback by trading a fifth-round pick.
Got it.
I like it.
I'll just be honest, man. Listen, if Dak Prescott has a postseason like he's always had, going to that next year, right? Dak, find a realtor. Because Joe Milton got talent, he can play. And I'll say this, y'all laughing all that. I've seen other quarterbacks get paid a lot of money and they move on from it. Right?
We've seen it happen.
Okay.
We've seen
it happen. Okay. So, what up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching.
But man, that's not Dak. Like, and I'm not saying Dak doesn't have to play better. Dak has to play better. Dak has to, continue to be a good leader. I think he has to be kind of really take more command and kind of really hold guys more accountable. Kind of just continue to improve on his vocal leadership intangibles. But overall, man, like I just look at Joe Milton as a good thing for the Dallas Cowboys to secure and have insurance as the backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought we should have brought Trey Lance back. I think it would have been a good idea to bring Trey Lance back. But obviously he got a contract worked up to $6 million, and like that's just not gonna cut for the Joneses, man. So Yeah, man, I just really look at this situation, bro, as like Joe Milton is just a backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. And if he becomes a quarterback of the future, that's a win for the Dallas Cowboys. But I don't think it's going to be sooner, you know what I'm saying, as people think it is. But, hey, man, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. Like, comment, share, follow me on every social media platform at Jabari Showtime. Tell me what you think, man. Do you like the Joe Milton trade to Dallas? Do you think he's going to be replacing Dak Prescott sooner or later? All right, peace.